Hello, my sweet summer children. In my last video, I told you about two possible castings that may fit this bomb-ass werewolf vision that Bran had in A Dance with Dragons. If you didn't see that video, don't worry, I got you. I'll link it at the top and in the description box. At the end of that video, I promised this video what those castings could be if they aren't the naked pregnant lady and the tall knight. As a reminder, the casting call is for a young lord in his late 20s, so around the age of Kit Harington. He needs to be tall and handsome, and the other is for a lovely lady. An attractive lady, sure of her own mind, a good speaking part. The part requires full nudity. Keep that in mind. Now sit back, relax, because I have a story to tell. Aegon Targaryen and his wife Elia Martell bore a son into the realm after a comet burned bright above King's Landing on the night of his conception. And it was this comet that made Rhaegar believe that his son, Aegon Targaryen, was the prince whom was promised. Aegon was only an infant during the sack of King's Landing. During Robert's rebellion, the Mad King Aerys forced Elia, Rhaenys, and Aegon to stay with him at the Red Keep, because he feared the Dornish would betray him. But as long as he had Elia and her children at his dispense, Dorne and the Martells would be loyal. And that same thought was thought of Tywin Lannister. Jaime Lannister was the only Kingsguard to remain at the Red Keep, and Aerys thought Tywin would remain loyal as long as his golden seed was under the care of the Mad King. What a fucking idiot. When Rhaegar was killed on the Trident, the war was over. The dragons had fell. When Tywin showed up at the gates of King's Landing, Maester Pycelle convinced Aerys to open the gates to his old friend. And he did. And when he did, King's Landing was sacked. Jaime put his sword through the Mad King's back, forever dubbing himself the Kingslayer. And Sir Gregor Clegane climbed Maegor's Holdfast, where Elia and her children were. Rhaenys was dragged from under her father's bed and put to the sword, and Aegon was ripped from his mother's breast, and his head was smashed into the wall until his skull cracked and his brains rushed out over Sir Gregor's hands. After killing Elia's children in front of her, with the blood and brains of Aegon still on his hands, Sir Gregor raped her and then killed her.
Raped her! You murdered her! You killed her children!
Kevin Lannister had been here, in this very hole, when Tywin had laid the bodies of Prince Rhaegar's children at the foot of the Iron Throne, wrapped up in crimson cloaks. The girl had been recognizably the Princess Rhaenys, but the boy, a faceless horror of bone and brain and gore, a few hanks of fair hair. None of us looked long. Tywin said it was Prince Aegon, and we took him at his word. But years later, across the narrow sea, while running from his death sentence, Tyrion meets a sellsword and his son. His son's name is young Griff, a tall, handsome boy that dyes his hair blue. His eyes are dark blue, but in the light they look purple. The beardless boy could have any maiden in the Seven Kingdoms, blue hair or no. Those eyes would melt them. He speaks as many languages as Missandei and is fluent in High Valyrian. The boy would later reveal his true identity to be none other than Aegon of the House Targaryen, sixth of his name, king of the Andals and the First Men. Varys says he placed infant Aegon in Illyrio's care until the boy was adopted by Jon Cunnington, a Targaryen loyalist. Varys did this after he switched Aegon with a boy whose mother had died. The boy was from Pisswater Bend and later was dubbed the Pisswater Prince. The Pisswater Prince is supposedly who the Mountain really killed, but I think that story is a convenient lie, and let me explain. The story starts with Varys. Varys was present during the sack of King's Landing, and seeing the prince's face so badly disfigured, he saw opportunity, being he's an opportunist. Varys is from Lys or Mere, the stories are conflicted. He moved to Pentos after his dick and balls were chopped off during a blood magic ritual. It was in Pentos where he met a piss-poor sellsword named Illyrio. Illyrio and Varys then started a shady business of finding and seeking other people's shit that they themselves stole to start with. They realized secrets are more valuable than lost treasures, and they started to adopt children as their little birds, mice, or spiders. Paranoid King Aerys heard about Varys' talents and sent for him to become his Maester of Whispers. So we are to believe that Elia allowed Varys to take Aegon.
Swaddled them, rocked them, fed them at her own breast. Elia wouldn't let the wet nurse touch them.
I don't think so. But let's suggest that she did let Varys take him, because she knew they faced certain death. Why would she allow him only to take Aegon? Why wouldn't she force him to take Rhaenys too, or herself for that matter? How would Varys know the mountain would kill the children? Furthermore, how would he know the mountain would disfigure Aegon beyond recognition? He couldn't have known, and Elia, as she is described, would never hand over her son, or spared her son and not her daughter. Let's take a look at Aegon's other handlers. Illyrio. Illyrio is a scheming cheesemonger that would sell you his balls if the price was right. Daenerys and Viserys lived with him for over a year, and he never told them of their nephew's existence. Illyrio also gifted Daenerys 3 dragon eggs. Why not give those dragon eggs to the true king? One of Aegon's other handlers is Jon Cunnington, and he's probably innocent in all this. He probably really thinks he is placing the son of Rhaegar on the throne. Next, we have another of Aegon's handlers, or his muscle, the Golden Company. The Golden Company is a famous group of sellswords founded by none other than the great Targaryen bastard Aegon Rivers, known more famously as Bitter Steel, the last known owner of Blackfyre, one of 2 Valyrian ancestral swords. The Golden Company are so loyal to Bitter Steel, even in his death, they carry around his skull dipped in gold with them. So when they cross the Narrow Sea, he will be there to see it, or his skull will be there anyway. I find it hard to believe the Golden Company would back a Targaryen for money, let alone for free, especially given the history and all that. But they would, however, back a Blackfyre bastard or an imposter any day. The next handler we have is the lovely Lady Lemore. She is described as handsome. Tyrion wants to fuck her, but she is mysterious. She is a beautiful woman in her 40s. She bathes openly in the naked for all to see. Tyrion notices she has stretch marks and believes she has given birth to at least 1 child. She wears disguises, a merchant's daughter and the other a Septa, although she claims to truly be a Septa. The text indicates she's not who she says she is. Some fans think she's Sir Leighton Hightower's daughter, and some say she's even possibly a Chardane. But whoever she is, I think she is possibly the true mother of Aegon. Illyrio says the male line of Blackfyres are dead, but he says nothing of the female line. Lady Lemore could be a Blackfyre Targaryen, or maybe it's the father that's a Blackfyre Targaryen. After the death of Baelor Breakspear at the tourney of Ashford, Prince Aerion Brightflame Targaryen, the fucking idiot that drank wildfire thinking it would turn him into a dragon, was sent to Lys as punishment for a few years, where it was believed he could have fathered some bastards of his own. People from Lys can look like Targaryen. When a Targaryen and a person from Lys, because I can't say Lysine without fucking up, mix their blood, out pops beautiful bad bitches like Shira Seastar. When Tyrion bumps into Blackflame, he has a bit of prophecy for Tyrion. Dragons old and new, true and false, bright and dark, and you, a small man with a big shadow, snarling in the midst of all of it. Tyrion has been around Aegon, and in the show Daenerys, the Dark Flame is seeking out Daenerys because he wants to counsel her, as he believes she's Azor Ahai. Daenerys is the old, true, bright dragon, and Aegon is the new, false, dark dragon. Daenerys is of the old Targaryen name. She is the true dragon because she hatched dragons, and bright because her banner is the 3-headed red dragon on a black field. Aegon is the new false dark dragon because he is a Blackfyre. Dark because the dragons on the Blackfyre banner are black. When Daenerys visits the House of the Undying, all the visions she is shown, Robb, Aegon, Elia, Rhaegar, the Mad King, Sir Willem Darry, they are all dead. Also, while there, she is given the title a Slayer of Lies and shown a vision of a cloth dragon or a fake dragon swaying on poles amidst a cheering crowd. That has to be this Aegon. And Quaithe has already told her to beware the Mummer's dragon. Aegon has plans to marry Daenerys, but why? If his claim is stronger than hers, then why does he need to marry his aunt? We have some prophecy, shady people, and a dead heir of the House Targaryen that has returned about 18 years later. Now, remember I said this. I think Aegon will finally be making it on screen. So we have this plot leak, and now I see it as possibly the stallion of trolls, the troll of trolls, 1,000s of trolls in his trollosaur, trolls without number. I think it's very possible HBO is pulling a fast one on us. You know, like when everyone thought Shay was coming back because of this photo, but they really were trolling us. I think HBO and the actors' comments and all of the surrounding shit is all smoke and mirrors. But guess what? In true George R.R. Martin fashion, they left us some prophecy. We are purposefully being misled. I actually think it's cool, but in this leaked plot, it says we will have revealed that Aegon is Jon's true name, which makes absolutely no fucking sense. Why would Rhaegar name both of his sons Aegon? After last season, there was a girl who was a licensed lip reader whom says the name Lyanna whispered was Jaehaerys, which would make tons of sense, being that Jaehaerys II was Jon's great-grandfather and Jaehaerys the Consolator was the best Targaryen king ever. So I don't think Jon's name is going to be Aegon. I think we could see Aegon and the lovely lady Lemore. At the end of season 6, we see Daenerys leaving Meereen. Will she make a stop in Lys? Will she meet Aegon there? Will they team up? I think so. I think she stops in Lys, they team up, he takes Storm's End while she settles on Dragonstone. Or he is killed by the Ironborn before his story even takes off. So my bold prediction for the castings of the tall, handsome young lord around Kit Harington's age is Aegon. And the lovely lady recurring full nudity is none other than the lovely Lady Lemore, whom loves bathing in the river naked. What do you guys think? Is Aegon a Blackfyre or an imposter altogether? Or is Aegon who he says he is? Is he the son of Rhaegar? What do you guys think of the plot leak? Could it be a troll? And shout out to Jada Farmer. She requested me to do this video on Aegon. Hey girl. Anyone that has requested me to do a certain video at some point, trust me when I tell you, I keep a list and the ink is dry. Okay, my sweet summer children, have a great day.